Good morning and welcome to FXEmpire. This is John Morgan, and it is the 28th of May, 2024. Not too many days left until we go into June. First off, we're going to look at the total market cap here. Looking pretty nice, pretty consolidated ever since we had that big spike last Monday, of course. That was because of the rumors that the spot ETF approvals for Ethereum were going to happen, and those did. Little concern last week on Thursday when it dipped below that primary trend line, closed below it, couldn't get above it the next day on Friday, but since then we've been up there, tested it again today during the intraday session, and that's looking pretty good. The altcoin market cap, excluding Ethereum and Bitcoin, not much change from what we looked at the other day. Fib extension, still looking at a move towards the 962, 963 level as the primary stopping point if it does pick up a little bit of a rally here. The altcoin market itself, including Ethereum, obviously outperforming Bitcoin. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, you can see that it has definitely started to dip lower. Now, people who look for the alt season to start, when they want to know when that begins, what you're going to notice is that when altcoins outperform Bitcoin, obviously this is kind of the big red truck, but obviously you see the Bitcoin dominance drop. And that is something we're seeing happen here. That doesn't mean altcoin season is here. It doesn't mean it's starting already. It just means that we could be seeing the early stages, big boost across altcoins. Now, let's look at Bitcoin and Ethereum themselves real fast. Bitcoin itself, again, we're seeing that consolidation. We saw that on the total market cap chart. Not a ton of stuff happening on Bitcoin's chart. Ethereum, on the other hand, if indecision could be represented in a candlestick, last Thursday's is definitely a good example of indecision. But, even though it was a longer 3-day weekend in the US with the Memorial holiday, despite that, Ethereum has crawled up even more. It's up about a little over 5% from where we were. It's getting very, very close to that 4K level again, where it was last trading in mid-March. But I do want to say that there is a case for a pause in the upward momentum of Ethereum. That doesn't mean I would anticipate the whole market to come down, but certainly see altcoins catch up to where Ethereum's at because of this behavior within the Ichimoku system. So if you look at the candlesticks here, and let me just show you a little bit better way to look at this. So if I get rid of everything else on the screen, including the RSI, that fib retracement, and we get rid of the wicks, all you're left with is the Ichimoku system and the candlestick bodies. Now, one of the behaviors of the Ichimoku system is the conversion line, or the Tenkan-sen, this blue moving average here. Price, the body of the candlesticks and the Tenkan-sen, they don't like to be too far from one another. They're like an unhealthy relationship where they really need to be clingy. So when there's big gaps between the bodies of these candles and the Tenkan-sen, what you often see happen is a return to equilibrium. What happens most often is that prices retrace back to the Tenkan-sen. But time can also be the factor where time rebalances with the price action, where you would basically see Ethereum kind of dip, move up, it would consolidate, kind of go in a wave, just really sideways price action, while the Tenkan-sen slowly moves back up towards the body of those candlesticks. So the farther away and the longer these gaps between the bodies of the candlesticks and the Tenkan-sen exist, the more likely we are to see a return to equilibrium. And if we put the rest of these values back up here, that trend line and then the 50% fib retracement off this current swing at 3480, if there is a retracement, a pullback, that is the likely zone that we would see prices return to find some equilibrium. And if you do see people pulling out profits from Ethereum and you anticipate them pouring into even more speculative side, that's where the meme coin market is really seeing some juice right now. Looking at FLOKI's chart, FLOKI is it's up a lot. Yesterday it closed higher by 23%. It is up another almost 9% today. If it closes where it's at 30.22, it's going to be the highest close it's ever had. Another altcoin that's really booming right now is BONK. BONK is up quite a bit too. So BONK is in this much larger rising wedge that it has going on. And I think I wrote about this not too long ago on BONK, really needing to close above this zone. And it's testing the upper trend line of that rising wedge. And rising wedge patterns are one of the strongest natural inherently bearish setups, but that doesn't mean that it's going to collapse here anytime soon. But just know that when you see Ethereum, leader of the altcoin market, you see that it's extended on that chart. The meme coin market and everything else really does follow most of the time the rest of the market. That things do look in the short term a little bit top heavy here, even for the meme coin market. So, and that should be a good quick summary of what's going on today on Tuesday. And I look forward to talking with you all tomorrow.